Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am doing another sit-down video. I know I'm not on my bed today, but I got a little bit lazy because that setup is a little bit more mentally draining. I had to set things up and stuff. So I did get a little bit lazy, and I'm just going to do it from my stream setup. But I hope that this still, you guys still like this. If you notice Edison in the background, well, that's because he's in the background. Okay. Anyways, a couple of days ago, I got a message or a response to my work/life balance as a content creator. And it was from Anna X Molly. And she asked, or she said, I would want to see you explain your college life and post-college life. I know you explained a bit in your starting a stream video, but would be interesting to see how your life trajectory compares to other friends who went the traditional route of college, graduating, working a 9-to-5. And also, what do you see in the future with this lifestyle? A lot of you guys upvoted it, so I can only assume that you guys would want to also know. So I'm going to address those questions, and a lot of the stuff I am going to talk about in this video is going to overlap with my CARTALK. If you want to, that one's going to be a like in-depth story of how I started streaming. This one will summarize that. But if you really want to know like the story of how I got into streaming, I talked about this years ago, actually, in a video, and I'll link that down below, actually. But yeah, so let's just get right into the video. For college, I felt like my college experience was pretty standard. I went to college, four-year university called UC Irvine, and I was majoring in public health when I entered, and I switched over to biology really quickly, maybe my second quarter, when I realized that I was getting good grades. Basically, public health shares a lot of classes similar to the biology major, except that you don't have to take physics. So I kind of didn't want to take physics, but when I realized I sort of liked the study grind and getting good grades and I like to challenge, I decided to just switch to bio. And then once I was in bio, I decided might as well just go all out and try and become a doctor. So I was pre-med for the first couple years of college until I realized it was a bit too competitive for me. My ex-boyfriend was also a really, really good pre-med student. And so I felt like I was always competing with him for good grades, or I just didn't want to compete with him. And I also started doing some volunteering at hospitals my first and second year of college. And I felt like I didn't do very well in volunteering. I was very quiet, felt like I didn't really know what I was doing. So I decided to switch. I remember going to this lecture and then seeing this one doctor talking about all the options and everything you can do with a biology degree. And one of them was be a veterinarian. And so I left that lecture realizing I'm going to switch to pre-vet. And so I switched all my classes. Everything that had animals in it, I took. I signed up for a research lab with zebra finches. I started signing up for animal shelter, volunteering. I did a bunch of stuff with animals. I ended up having actually 3,000 hours of hands-on animal experience by the time I graduated college. But anyways, continuing, my social life in college was pretty much, I joined a sorority when I first started college because I was too late in signing up for dorms. I completely forgot about it. And so I didn't get a freshman dorm. And so I was really, really upset because, everyone gets that freshman dorm experience and I just wasn't going to get it. And I thought that meant I wasn't going to have any friends and stuff. So I went on to join a sorority. My first year, I lived in a sorority house my second year and I absolutely hated it. So I deactivated. Just the sorority life was not for me at all. I just wanted to focus on my studies. I would always be late for meetings and whatnot in my sorority because I was literally at office hours or studying and they didn't understand, or I was punished by being forced to go to more events, and I'm like, why am I even paying to be a part of a sorority when I'm always making excuses for why I can't go. Of course, I did make some good friends through it, people that I'm still friends with actually today, but yeah, it wasn't for me. Anyway, so that was my social life, and then once I quit my sorority, my whole life just became about studying, getting into basically a good med/vet school, and all my friends were bio majors. We all just went to the library all the time and just studied all the time. So I was a really good student all the way through. I don't think I got a single C through all of college. No, I didn't. So that was pretty good. So pretty much my social involvement was at a pretty low. It was pretty low. I just hung out with my boyfriend and our friends all the way the first 3.5 years of college. It wasn't until we had a breakup right before my 4th year that I really got involved, basically got involved with things to distract myself from like the breakup. And so, we broke up, and then I joined, like, to get my mind off of it, I joined 3 programs all at the same time. One was an a cappella group, one was an orientation group, which I talk a lot about because this was the event that like led me to League, pretty much, and a biosci peer tutoring group where I tutored developmental biology. I think even at one point when I was tutoring developmental biology, I thought I wanted to get a PhD in developmental biology and go into research about like regeneration, like limb regeneration and stuff. So that was probably like a month of my life. I was like, I'm going to go get a PhD, but I decided quickly against the whole research route. I realized like I was pretty good with talking to people, and I just wanted to interact with others, and going into like a lab and that stuff didn't seem like my forte. So I quickly passed up on that. So moving on through college, my very last quarter of college, I was involved in all of these things, these 3 new clubs. And one day I came home and I decided, or I talked to my roommate, Ina, and I was like, Ina, I don't think that I want to go into like the vet field anymore. Even though I've been doing hours and hours and hours of research and all this stuff, I just feel like it's not for me anymore. Also the vet I was working at, the hospital, the vet told me, she's like, Leslie, why do you want to be a veterinarian? And I was like, because I love animals. And she's like, yeah, but this is so much more about loving animals. And she's like, I honestly don't know if I see you in this field. I see you in something more like social. She sees me thriving in something other than vet medicine. And that like kind of hit me like, whoa, maybe it's not for me. Cause I was really quiet in the hospital too. Like I just wanted to do everything right. And I felt like I couldn't speak up. It just felt, like I felt really suppressed. So I took that and I decided to go with it. And so I just dropped all of it. And I just talked to my roommate, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go into teaching. I just really liked working with kids. I always loved the school vibe. So I just wanted to be a teacher. I didn't know was it a professor? What grade was it? What am I teaching? Maybe science, math, I don't know, but probably science. So from there, I switched everything. I applied to be a tutor. I applied to do teaching, or like assistant teaching at a ton of schools. And I ended up doing that. And that was my plan for after I graduated. Pretty much just graduate, take a year off, and catch up on everything I need to apply for graduate school for education. And so that's what I did. But in that summer, after I graduated, I ended up going to this program called SPOP, the orientation program, which is pretty much just you become a staffer for an incoming freshmen who are there to like learn about UC Irvine before they attend, and you kind of guide them through that process. And through that program, I made a ton of really good friends. One of them, his name was Raymond. And at the end of the summer, I was supposed to go back home and pretty much finish applying for schools. But at the end of the summer, I couldn't leave Irvine because of all the friends I'd made through the program. So I decided to stick around for another year, and I actually ended up living with Raymond. And Raymond brought along his 2 roommates, Billy and Alex. All of them played League of Legends. So I naturally got hooked on League of Legends. And then one day, my roommate Alex came into my room, said, hey, Leslie, I've been watching the streamer Becca. You guys might know about her. I feel like you could be a good streamer like her. And I was like, really? I don't know. Like, I don't know much about Twitch. I actually didn't know anything about Twitch. But he planted like the seed. And then one day they all left to go back home. And I was home alone in the apartment. And I felt like this urge to do something productive, just something. And so I thought about making a YouTube video. And I was like, I don't know if it's a YouTube video I want to make. So then I went to twitch.tv and I made an account. And I researched how to start streaming. I looked up OBS, and I started the jankiest stream ever, lagging everywhere. It was just such bad quality. It was on a MacBook. People just commenting like, yikes. But I think I got like 5 viewers on my first day, which is crazy to me. And I just got to nerd out about League, which was my favorite game, the entire time. And I was like, this is so fun. Like I get to just talk about League of Legends. I'm almost going to hit level 30. I was so excited. And thus began my streaming career. And then pretty much I just kept streaming and streaming. And 6 months later, I believe I got partnered, maybe 7 or 8 months later. And I got partnered 2 days. Oh, by the way, this entire time, I'm not like a full-time streamer. I'm still doing my like education, like grad school path. And so I get partnered, and then my graduate school starts 3 days later at UCLA, and I was doing this like double life for about a month or two. Let's say 1 month. Yeah, 1 month of it, where I would wake up. I would wake up at 6 in the morning. I would go to a school to do teaching, and then I would go to UCLA, do my classes, come back home for lunch, stream during my lunch break, go back to class, and then get off of school, come back and stream, and then sleep really early, wake up for my class. And I was just doing this every single day, grad school and streaming, grad school and streaming. And my plan was to quit streaming to continue grad school. However, one day on the way to graduate school, I crashed my car, and that car accident led me into just having like this epiphany. I was kind of like, maybe this is a sign that I shouldn't go to school. And so I decided to drop out of grad school after talking to my mom, after pretty much just, yeah, you can even, I think there's a vlog, I might have taken it down, but there's a vlog about me, like right after I got into that car accident, me explaining like what I'm doing with my life, or like, yeah. It's actually such a throwback video. And actually, I'll link it down below if you want to see it. Yeah, so I got into that car accident. I dropped out, and I didn't accept that I was doing full-time streaming at that point. I think I had 100 viewers, 150 viewers. I definitely wasn't making enough to be a full-time streamer. From there, I just was looking for jobs in esports while streaming, and I just didn't find any jobs in esports. So I just kept streaming. And then it just grew into something. I ended up joining Immortals, kind of just explored around the esports field. I just met a lot of people in that time. I had Kimmy with me. Obviously, she's a huge part of this. My roommate, I moved in with Kimmy right after I started streaming. We both realized we'd started streaming within a couple days of each other, and we both kind of wanted to test the waters, but we're new to the scene, and so we just moved in together, and I still live with her, obviously. So that's kind of my college life and post-college life when it comes to streaming. The next question was, how does my life trajectory compare to my friends who went the traditional route? And what I have to say about that is it's actually super similar all the way up until I quit streaming. I think the biggest thing is that things move a lot faster in this industry right now. Like 1 to 3 months in this field can feel like the progress in your career can be like the amount of progress you make in like a traditional job in like 1 to 3 years. Actually, if like, it's crazy, but like a single stream can change your career. If you get like a host, or if you just do something really crazy, or like if you do something really stupid, and that can like end you like up, like those clips or anything from those streams can like boost you or take you down. So it's a lot more volatile, but yeah, a single stream can change your life. And there's many single streams that I've done that have changed my career. They've just changed my career. It's crazy. And things have happened so quickly in this industry. In the past 3 months, like my career has like changed a lot. And then when it comes to like a traditional job, I think it's more like, predictable. In terms of life trajectory though, like if we're talking relationships and whatnot, maybe we'll talk about that in another video. But it's still similar. Like I have a boyfriend. I want to get married. I want to have kids one day. We'll talk about it later. And then for the future, my future goals, pretty much pursue streaming as long as I can. Just keep building my brand, expanding out to other social media, YouTube, that's what we're doing right now. Keep growing on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, all the socials. And just turning this into as long of a career path as possible, because this is obviously such a dream, but it's very unstable. That's like one of the trickier parts, is that you never know how long you get to have this for. Maybe I go and take a vacation for a month and I come back and there's a new and better, more improved fuslie out there who everyone just moved to, right? It's happened. And so those are just some fears that I can have, or that streamers have in general. It's just like making sure that you can like this lasts as long as possible, right? But after streaming is over, I obviously want to start a family and settle down a little bit more and work. I don't ever actually really want to fall back on my biology degree. I want to work in this field, I think, for the rest of my life. Entertainment, streaming, gaming, using the skills that I've built over the past 3 years. I've learned so much about the industry. This all started as a hobby, right? And At first I thought it was like kind of a waste of time, and my parents did too. But as my career grew, I got faced with like more and more like things that you get faced with in business. And now I know a lot about business, how business works in general, sponsors, taxes, all the grown up stuff. And so I feel like my skill set is actually very valuable. And when I do eventually quit streaming, I believe that I can find a job somewhere in this industry. Keep pushing this industry along, because it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time to be a part of all of gaming and streaming together. So that's pretty much, I think that answers the question about, explaining my college life, post-college life, where my life trajectory is going, traditional route of me versus the traditional route of like a 9 to 5, and my future goals. Did I miss anything? If you guys did like this video and want to see any other topics, let me know your questions down below. If you see a good question, upvote it so that I can make note of it. And I hope this was informative. Yeah, don't forget to follow my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/fuslie. Follow my socials at instagram.com/fuslie, twitter.com/fuslie, youtube.com/fuslie. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you already haven't. If you haven't already, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.